95% of the time, my car camps will take place on a Friday night. But every now and again, I do go midweek. So the reason why we are going for a car camp on Wednesday is that this is a very practical kind of car camp. Basically, I'm going for my work Christmas breakfast tomorrow early morning. So rather than having to drive all the way there and get up super early, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna car camp there so I'm ready for the morning. Where we're actually going to be car camping is somewhere that I have done before, but that video you might remember as the one I shot in reverse. If you haven't seen it, then check it out because it might mess with your head a little bit. And I might be able to do something when I get to the car park that I've never been able to do before. Nearly there. Okay, so just a slight problem to contend with. They've actually changed the operating times of this car park since I was last here. It used to be 8 AM to 6 PM. Now it's 7 AM till 10 PM. And as I can only park here for a maximum of 4 hours, I need to find, oh, you can't even see me. I have to find somewhere else to park now. So I might drive over to Sainsbury's and sit in there for a couple of hours and then come back here. So I am finally doing the thing that I have always wanted to do. And as sad as it sounds, I've always wanted to try working from car. Now, if you've seen my car camping office video, this isn't the setup that I'd planned for an office-based car camp, but this is more so just a half hour at the end of the day, send a couple of emails and see if the whole connecting to my personal hotspot works. So I'm going to work for half an hour and then I'll tell you where we actually ended up in a minute. Well, I didn't have too much to do for work, but to be honest, it was more about testing how well it would work, and I am well impressed. So in terms of where I am, plan was to go to Sainsbury's and to wait there for a couple of hours before heading back to the first car park, but I saw this little side road on the way there, and it looked super quiet, and it was. It's basically a no-through road next to the school. So there's a school there. There's nothing else here. I think there's a graveyard across there. It's a very narrow road, but importantly, there's no parking restrictions and no through traffic. I'm guessing it's going to be super quiet because I'm going to imagine I'm probably going to be the only person on this road. Maybe, but we'll see. But there's actually a park over there as well, so I feel half tempted to go out and go for a little night walk. Okay, well, slight change of plan. I was going to go out for a little walk, but as you know, I love sitting in the back of my car, and it might be 5:30, but you know what? I can quite happily lay here for hours and just do nothing. Well, it might be 7 o'clock, but I'm not going to make the same mistake I made on the last car camp. I've got my normal cup of coffee and hopefully I'll still sleep, but more importantly, I don't think I'm going to be waking up with a migraine again. Well, it's starting to get on now, so I'm thinking I best crack on with some food. And tonight I'm making something which I'm pretty sure I've never made before on a car camp. And that is a proper Indian curry cooked from scratch. So what I'm actually making tonight is a beef Indian curry, and I've pre-cooked some potatoes because you've got to have potatoes in a curry. And then we've got a little can of chickpeas, a little can of tomatoes. I've got my spices in my little car camping bag, and the secret ingredient of any curry, creamed coconut. So let's get on. So well, that's everything in. I'm going to give it 5 minutes with the lid on just to help it all cook out, and then we're going to chuck in the cream coconut. So what the cream coconut does is, obviously it gives it a bit of a slightly sweet taste, but importantly it helps to thicken it up. And to be honest, I think cream coconut can save even the worst curry. So you'd be totally right in thinking that I've made an absolute monster of a beef curry. But you know what? I'm a fat pig. I can quite happily eat all of this once it's cooked. And in my defence, I haven't actually eaten an awful lot today. A really busy day at work. One of those days, you know, where you don't really get to eat much. So this is kind of like my lunch, dinner and evening snack all in one. Well, may the feast begin. Oh, this is lovely. End of the second bowl. Jumpers off. Nearly defeated me. But no. Well, that's everything packed away, but to be honest, I am so hot and so in need to cool down. I'm gutted I didn't take my fan with me. Didn't think I would need it. But, oh, I've got my cooling fan. You know the 12-volt heat fan I've got? That's got a cold function on it. Let me get that out, and I'm going to turn these lights off. I'm going to open the window as well and try and cool myself down a bit. Cold air. Oh, bliss. Now, knowing me, I think in the morning I probably won't even have a cup of coffee, because I'm going to want to maximise the time that I've got in bed to really make the most of the fact that I've car camped overnight, basically. So I think the morning will be a fairly brief affair as far as this video is concerned. But I've been doing just a lot of lying down tonight, to be honest. I mean, it is almost 11 o'clock now, and I think I've spent the majority of the evening lying down, cooling down, with the lights off and just zoning out and chilling out. Well, I've gone into full-on stealth mode and put the old orange light back on, mainly because there's a car on the other side of the road that's parked up with its engine on. Been there for ages. You can see it on the dash cam here. There does appear to be one car in the front still. Again, there's loads of condensation, but I think I can just about see it. But as it is now 20 to 12, that is basically my bedtime. So I need to go to sleep because it's work tomorrow, so I need to get up a lot earlier than normal. So yes, I will see you, albeit briefly, tomorrow. Well, good morning, and actually last night I didn't have the world's best night's sleep for what was quite a quiet no-through road. It was surprisingly busy from cars bombing down the road, and I couldn't work out where they were bombing because there's nowhere to bomb to, but nonetheless they did. That car that was idling out back idled for hours and hours. Some people came back to their car at 2 o'clock in the morning from a night out, obviously. And then clearly, where I'm guessing this is a kind of a commuter park up, the car started coming quite early. But I don't really have a lot of time to mess around, I'm afraid. I do need to get dressed. For change, I do have my work stuff with me. So I'm going to get myself suited and booted. Well, less suited, more jeansed. I haven't got time for coffee, but we are going for a Christmas breakfast, so that does mean I can have unlimited coffee in spoons. So yeah, I'm going to get myself ready and I will see you shortly. This car camp has done exactly what I wanted it to do. Doing it this way means I get a little bit longer in bed, I don't have to drive anywhere, and I'm literally 5 minutes from the work car park. So this is this has been a very practical car camp. And to be honest, it is one of the many reasons why people car camp, work-based reasons or going to a cinema or stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's always good to have this side to car camping too. Doesn't make for a particularly exciting video, it must be said, but it has served its purpose for me, so I need to run. So I hope you've enjoyed my weird little, very car-based car camp, and until next time, take care. And just to be clear, it is now 4 hours since I had that monster breakfast in Wetherspoons, and I still feel full.